Man, there's a big misconception out there about what happens when you go to juvenile prison. I spent a lot of my years as a young man in juvenile prison. I saw some of the worst shit I've ever seen in juvenile prison. Today we're gonna talk about it. There'll be no intro song today. I'm not gonna liven this up with anything glorious or upbeat. But the internet is a crazy place. And sometimes we gotta tell some real stuff. And that's one of those days today. I guess it was like 1996, 97. Nah, probably like 94, 95. I was in a place called Beaumont. I've talked about this place before. This young dude comes in, right? This video isn't gonna be 30, 40 minutes, man. It's gonna be to the point. Because I think some of you youngsters need to hear it. It's like 94, 95, I'm in Beaumont. I've already been down about a year, man. I did like almost 3 years in Beaumont. At this point in time, man, I'm already in my bed, man. I'm doing my thing. Youngster comes in, green as a bean, dude. I say green as a bean, man. You come in, they shave your head. You ain't got no your butt face, you ain't got no facial hair. You look crazy. Man. The normal things happen to us. White boy in a situation like this, you're going to have to fight. If you don't fight, well, other things happen to you. I want to show you something, man. I want you to show you something and illustrate this for you. These are kids who are never going home. 14, 15 years old, never going home. A lot of these kids have never even been with a girl. Have never been in a situation where they've been with a female. But they're in a point in their life when their desires, their sexual desires are just heightened. Right? So what do you think happens? Bad things happen. This kid had no idea that he was walking into a den of wolves. Comes in, you know, typical wrong people approach him. Right? Typical wrong people approach him. What's up, man? You all right, man? They was making bets on him before it even went down. What type of sick individual does that? Let's make a bet on him. I just kept my mouth shut. I'm in no position to help nobody. So a lot of y'all can sit in the comments and say, why did you help him? Why didn't you help him? Why didn't the system help him? Why did the system let this shit go down? Ask yourself that. Anyway, they put their arm around him, you know, and as they put their arm around him, they give him a few things. Back then, you got $2.50 a week, Neat-Cot cookies. Okay? Get a little soap, but these Neat-Cot cookies were like gold to these kids. Get a little sugar rush. And if you pay, then you'll pay for the rest of the time you're there. That's a fact. They say, hey, look, man, just, you know, we'll keep you safe. We'll make sure that you get to go home. Kid ain't have but maybe 6 months to do. Here's how the problem is this. You got kids that come in with 2 to 5 months, 3 to 6 months, 6 to 9 months, 9 to 12. This ain't third. I came in with a 6 to 9 month or something, either 6 to 9 or 9 to 18, and I didn't leave for like almost 3 years because I had to fight. I took my time up because I wasn't gonna be this guy. I wasn't gonna do it. Wasn't gonna let it happen. Anyway, the dorms were set up back in the day. The dorms were set up. You had your day room kind of idea in the basement, and your sleeping area was upstairs, and there was like some bunks and things like that. Showers and everything was downstairs, locker room. It's just weird setup, man. They were cottages. Well, at nighttime, you go up, and there used to be a guard that would sit in there, but they took the guard out because some boys beat one of the guards half retarded with some weights. So now they just did rounds. Bad situation. Real bad situation. I remember laying there one night, and I heard the commotion. The commotion is the other boys getting off the bed. We're not gonna get in a race and all that shit, man. You know what it is, dude. We all know what it is. It is what it is. It's always gonna be what it is. Truth is truth. And so white boy was on the bed, sleeping, probably dreaming about going home in a couple months. Things he was gonna do, the person he was gonna be. Maybe he was gonna get his life together. Maybe he was gonna change. Oh, he was gonna change, all right. So, you hear the commotion, the boys getting down, the bed's creaking. They're getting real quiet, tiptoeing over to the young boy's bunk. First thing you hear, because the kid's on the top bunk, is him hit the floor. Boom! So what they done is they reached up and they grabbed him and they ripped him off that top bunk and he hit the ground. That's what he did. He hit the ground, probably took all the wind out of his stomach because he's dead ass asleep. Boom! On his back. Boom! Flip him over. Next thing you know, the sock goes in the mouth. That's all you got. That's all you hear. And first guy goes. And you hear the grunts. And you hear the crying. And you start to smell the shit. Now, what gets me sometimes is, even if you're a gay person, even if that is your get down, that's your tip, the smell of feces cannot be an attractive thing to you. But yet, to a predator it will be, because they know they're doing their job. This is what they set out to do. First guy goes. Next guy, his turn. So forth and so on. How many? Shit, I don't know. I tuck and roll. Bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Call me a coward, call me what you want. But I was not gonna end up like that. Wasn't nobody gonna stop it, and I ain't Superman. Sorry about your luck, homeboy. They did this to this boy for a good solid 5 minutes, maybe longer. Ain't nobody saying nothing. We're children. We're 14, 15 years old, dog. This is crazy to us. Get up in that bunk. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Here comes the guards. They smell it. They know what's going on. Do what they did? They did their round, and they left. The boy sat up there silent the whole time. Didn't say a fucking word. Next day comes, morning comes. Still, I mean, think about it. Ain't nobody been able to clean themselves off. They went to bed like that, nasty motherfuckers, man. Went to bed like that. I ain't sleep the rest of the night. Sat there with my eyes open, tense. Was I next? Are they on a roll tonight? Boy gets up, straight downstairs. We got lockers down there. He jumps in a quick shower. Psst. Yeah, crying. Water hitting the body, crying. Them other boys followed suit. Went in after him. Everybody thought it was going to happen again. It didn't. The point was made. The point was made. All they had to do was what they did. That boy spent the rest of his time as a blow-up doll. Because he let it happen. It ain't so much as he could prevent it. He let it happen from the beginning, man. To all you youngsters out there who think that this crashing out shit is legit, like it's the way to be, and you're only gonna get a little bit of time, do not get it twisted. There's a different world waiting on you on the other side of them bars. There's a different world waiting on you inside that prison, juvenile or adult. So crash out if you want. Crash out if you want. And I promise you it will change you. You'll be a different person when you come home if you make it home. So my advice to you would be, stay up, stay out, stay vigilant, stay sucker free.